Hey, weirdos. I'm Bonnie post glow up.
And I'm Nancy.
Mid glow up. She's sorry!
I am sorry. Oh, my mom and dad are calling me.
That's because you tried to call them.
I did.
She tried to FaceTime them. I said, you're going to give them a fucking heart attack. They're older people. We can't do that to them.
This is a look.
A Luke.
A Luke, if you will. I've been sorry. I'm going to mess with this.
You're sorry!
With my hair. I'm sorry! Because this is really something.
I'm dead. I spit on my face. Oh my god.
Wednesday.
Did it say nasty?
Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Good job.
Oh my god, cut that out.
We have Nicholas here.
Drip.
Oh, he says you look good.
Oh, listen, you up with the lingo. Maybe because I spit on my own face also. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you're listening to it, don't forget, these are on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Listener Tales are on YouTube, and we dress up. And today we're dressed up like people from the craft.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this.
You really don't. Mostly for Elena's giddy up, get up, giddy up, get up.
Yeah, I even did the black eyebrows in case with eyeliner
You did.
to color over, you know.
Did you ever have like a goth phase like that?
I never had this.
You had like an emo phase.
Yeah, I had
feel
an
like.
emo phase, I
Yeah.
think, in like my soft goth.
So soft goth era.
This, I never had this phase.
When she first put the wig
I
on.
respect this phase.
Yeah.
I just can't pull this face off.
Maybe in another life.
Yeah, I think I'm made to have the hair I have. I'm made
Yes.
to have the
It's because-
eyebrows I have.
It's because your features are so tiny.
Yeah, they're
and
like-
all of the like goth things are so harsh.
Yeah,
That
I
it's
think
like
I can't
too
pull
much.
it off.
But you still look good in a weird, scary way. I don't know.
I sent a picture to John. He has not responded yet, and he's right downstairs. So
You gave him
I
a
think
heart
he's
attack.
like,
He
I
keeled over.
think I gave him a fright.
I think so.
But yeah, I love Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy's the best.
But Nancy pulls off Nancy.
I just wanted to, I wanted to wear a costume without wearing too much of a costume. I wanted to cheat a little
You
bit.
nailed Bonnie.
Thank you.
Go watch The Craft if you haven't watched it before. And
Yeah.
also, this is probably really strange if you haven't watched The Craft.
If you haven't watched The Craft, what are you doing?
I know. How are you?
Even
how are
the
you living?
second one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all right. It was. I liked it better than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
First one rocks.
first one slaps.
Yeah.
Holy? That's
Nicholas
weird.
is on it.
Oh, we're dressed like
Yeah.
Catholic people.
We're like we're going to Catholic school.
Like Catholic girls.
Like Catholic girls.
All right. Well, you know what it is. It's Listener Tales. It's brought to you by you, for you, from you, and all about you. Remember, if you're sending in a listener tale right now, let us know if we can use the images in your listener tale. Otherwise, we'll follow. I'm explaining it, Nicholas.
Did he say what?
Yeah, he said, what? What? Otherwise, we're going to pester you.
And if you haven't been here before and you're just joining for this episode, welcome.
Can you imagine?
It's like,
Can you imagine?
If this is your first rodeo in here, hello.
Alley-oop.
And also that's Nicholas. He's our resident ghost. That's going to join us for Listener Tales and Spooky episodes.
He was mean to me last spooky episode, so hopefully we can repair our friendship today, Nicholas.
Hopefully.
I'd like to.
I feel like you can.
All right, well, speaking of spooky things, the first listener tale is called Listener Tale. Read me. I'm spooky AF. Witchcraft and exorcism.
I'm going to close this.
Close. All right, so
So
it says...
not Mac forward.
Don't be Mac forward. It's like the Andrew McMahon episode when I was the most Mac forward a girl could possibly be. Literally, I was hiding. I was a little bit nervous. Anyway, hi there, Ash and Elena. I'm a new listener here, and I just have to say, this is the most fun podcast ever.
Oh, I love it!
Especially today.
I was going to say.
Thank you. Thank you for all the laughter, even though your stories can be truly heartbreaking. You bring so much light to my otherwise boring world. I've been following you for almost a year and a half now, and I absolutely love how you deliver each story. You both make me so happy.
Oh,
Thank
you make me happy.
Good day to all the Morbid listeners. I just want to share. Good day. I just want to share my unforgettable and scary experience from when I was 14 years old and in 7th grade. Please forgive me in advance if there are any grammatical errors, and I'll do my very best to tell every bit of my story. Please stick with me until the end. I promise it will be worth it. And
We'll
yes,
stick with you.
this is a 100% true to life story. I've only changed the names of the people involved, including mine. Do you believe in spirits possessing human bodies?
Hell yeah, just ask Nicholas.
Yes. Or should we call it exorcism?
Either way.
If you don't, just wait till you hear my story. My name is Jean. I'm 27 years old, originally from the Philippines, and currently working in the Middle East. This is my story of encountering a real-life exorcism. It all happened in 2007. We were living in the province with my 2 siblings and 4 male cousins. So that's 7 kids in total, 2 girls, 5 boys, plus our grandma and our grandpa, making 9 of us in the household.
Damn.
I know, that's a lot of people. We lived in our grandmother's house because both of our parents had decided to work abroad. My cousin's parents were also busy running a business in another town. First, let me describe our house and the environment to add more spookiness to the story. My grandpa and uncle owned a large farm lot that surrounded our house. It felt like we were right in the middle of nowhere with only 2 houses in the area. Ooh. Well, anyway, you'd have to walk literally 10 minutes just to reach the neighbor. Imagine a vast farm filled with animals, big trees, a river behind our house, and even a mountain just a 5-minute walk away.
Are you recording?
Did he say, are you recording? Yes, Nicholas, we are.
Yes, we are, Nicholas. Sorry, we should have asked your permission first. Is that okay, Nicholas?
John.
Did he just say John? Should we just abandon listener tales and just listen to Nicholas?
Just snap my laptop in half and run out of here. Okay, Nicholas, you know too much. Okay. So remember, we're on a farm. I'm terrified.
Tell him that also, if you get a chance, Nicholas, what about John? All right, go ahead.
Fair. So you'd have to walk literally 10 minutes just to reach the next neighbor. Imagine a vast farm filled with animals, big trees, a river behind our house, and even a mountain just a 5-minute walk away.
A happy place, thank you.
Oh, you thought?
Oh, I thought.
And are you ready for this?
Yeah.
We were right next to a cemetery.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's your happiest place.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, at
What
night.
a place.
If you looked out our bedroom window, you could literally see the cemetery.
Oh, I love that.
My cousins and I were always traumatized by the sight of it, so we never slept in that room. Instead, we all camped out in the living room because we were too scared. Our favorite thing to do every night, though, was tell horror stories. On weekends, we'd binge watch scary movies, then end up sleeping together all terrified. Those were fun and spooky times. At night, the farm became pitch dark. There were no streetlights, only the moon and stars lit up the narrow paths. You'd hear nothing but the occasional hoot hoot of birds or sounds from the farm animals.
Hoot.
Hoot, hoot. Now, fast forward to when we received a call from one of our cousins who lived in Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. Our province was about a 7-hour drive away from the city. We were told that our cousin Anna was very sick, and the hospitals could not figure out what was wrong with her. So my grandma decided to take her in. She thought maybe Anna just needed fresh air since the city is crowded and heavily polluted. The day finally came when Anna arrived with her older sister, and we were all shocked when we saw her. She looked so thin and pale with dark eye bags and dry lips, and her stomach also seemed unusually swollen. Anna was only 18 years old at the time, but to me, she looked much older than her actual age.
Poor Anna.
And then the weird stuff started happening. Her sister told us that before all of this began, Anna had a terrible fight with her stepmother. She believed that she was the victim of black magic, what we call kulam, a type of Filipino witchcraft or sorcery.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, by the way, we tried to get witchcraft-themed listener tales.
Yeah.
So
the craft.
Because the craft. They also believed that this was the main reason why the hospitals couldn't figure out what was wrong with Anna. I remember she had a heart condition when she was a kid, but the doctor said it completely healed, and that had nothing to do with her current state. There were days when my cousin Anna felt extremely weak and sick, especially on Tuesdays and Fridays, which are believed to be the days when black magic is at its strongest.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
I didn't know that.
She would start making strange noises at night around 3 or 4 a.m., the so-called witching hours. One night, I woke up to the sound of her crying. She stared directly at me with heavy breathing, and her eyes just looked terrifying. Even now, just remembering it gives me chills. That face did not look like my cousin Anna at all. 2 weeks after they arrived, the family finally decided to consult a folk healer, what we call an ALLLLL, I think, in Tagalog. These are traditional Filipino healers who use herbal medicine and ancient rituals to heal physical or spiritual ailments. After performing the rituals, the healers did confirm that Anna was indeed a victim of kulam, a curse cast by an old woman who happened to be a relative of her stepmother.
What the fuck's up with that lady?
They got in a fight and she cursed her.
Don't curse people.
I know. During the
So
ritual,
fucking rude.
they tried to confront the witch's spirit, What I saw was something I will never forget. Anna began to move strangely, her body stiff, her voice completely changing. She no longer sounded like herself. She sounded like an old woman with a sharp, angry voice shouting at the healer, "I'm going to kill this girl. You can't do anything about it."
That's so spooky.
Fucking horrifying.
Imagine seeing your cousin doing that.
No.
Like screaming in somebody else's voice, "I'm going to kill this girl."
No. My grandma shouted back in anger and prayer. It all lasted maybe a minute, and then, just like that, Anna came back to herself. She would break down in tears, totally unaware of what had just happened. We asked her where she went during those moments, and she said she didn't know. Everything just turned pitch black. Creepy, right?
I hate that.
The healer gave the family two choices: apologize to the stepmother and try to make peace, or fight back, but it would come at a cost, and Anna would suffer more. Of course, this witch messed with the wrong family, so we chose to fight back.
Hell yeah.
For weeks, they performed strange rituals. They burned candles of leaves to create thick smoke while chanting prayers. Anna was told to inhale the smoke, which was said to cleanse her body and her spirit. They also bathed her with salt and holy water. I forgot to mention, Anna hadn't pooped in over a month, which explained her swollen and hardened stomach.
Oh.
I can't even imagine how much pain she must have been in. I know. A month.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
After each session, they gave her medicinal oils and plant-based remedies. I remember one time she drank this weird medicine that looked like ash, not me. It even smelled like burnt. The expression on her face said it all. It tasted horrible. I'm sorry. Ugh. But strangely, it worked, and she was finally able to poop a little.
I mean,
I would do it.
Metamucil?
Maybe.
That's what it was.
After about a month of seeing the healer regularly, she slowly started to improve. Her appetite came back, and for the first time in weeks, she could sleep through the night. I thought everything would be okay because Anna seemed much better. Then one day, my grandma visited some Catholic church members, mostly elderly women, to bless our house, or more accurately, to cast out any evil spirits. They prayed for more than 3 hours, going room to room, sprinkling rice mixed with salt while shouting over and over, "We condemn the evil spirit in this household." And that's when Anna started losing it again. She began whispering strange things and a cold, terrifying stare directed at the old ladies. She stayed eerily silent while the grannies tried to talk to her, but you could tell that something just wasn't right. And that's when we realized she was being possessed again by that same evil spirit. It's like the witch was watching us and she was pissed.
Damn.
From that point on, every day at 6 p.m., we would gather in front of our altar to pray the rosary and read Bible verses. There were moments we could tell Anna wasn't herself again, but we kept praying and tried to ignore the strange shifts in her behavior. I sat beside her during these prayers since I was the eldest after her sister. Being a student at a Catholic school, like me and Elena,
yeah,
I knew a lot of prayers by heart, and I thought, yup, this is my jam. Evil spirits, bye, bitch. I love that.
I love that.
He
She's
said,
like,
I'm flexing on these spirits. But weeks passed and Anna started to get worse again. She couldn't eat. She was up all night. She stopped pooping again. She kept saying her shoulders felt heavy and her back hurt terribly. We ended up buying her a wooden reclining chair because she could no longer lie down to sleep.
Oh, no.
She had to sit up the entire time. It really broke my heart to see her like that.
And she's so young.
I know. The healing sessions continued, but the evil witch just got bitchier. Eventually, my grandma decided to surrender. She agreed to apologize to the stepmom, the very one they believed was behind the curse. But the stepmom...
Idiotic.
That is idiotic.
Idiotic.
Not apologizing, but what the stepmother has done.
I agree.
Yeah, Nicholas.
You're right. But the stepmom didn't just show up in person. They were able to speak to her, to like the grandma, by possessing Anna's sister.
What the fuck?
So now we had 2 possessed people in the house. What the actual fuck?
Holy shit.
The quote-unquote conversation started with the healer just trying to intimidate the witch and the stepmom, but they did not back down. Instead, they started cussing out my grandma, saying the nastiest things. It's too late. It's too late. She already... It's never too late. You're right, Nicholas.
Never.
She already ate the...
Never.
Never.
By
no means is it ever over.
Nicholas is on your side.
I love that. They said she already ate the cursed food. She will die, and she will take her 2 siblings with her. That's when everything hit a new level of terrifying. I forgot to mention, both Anna and her sister at this point had to be physically restrained by 4 men.
Oh my God.
I know. The stepmom's spirit inside Anna's sister was trying to bite people, and she was strong as hell, like superhuman strong. Damn, I could not sleep that night. Actually, I've really never slept peacefully again after that encounter. Fast forward, Anna got even more... Boat? He's like, get the hell out of there on the boat.
Get on a boat.
Fast forward, Anna got even more... Like death.
Oh, did you die on a boat?
Nicholas? He said my death or like, oh,
think he drowned.
I'm sorry, Nicholas.
Nicholas. Damn.
That was heavy.
Wow.
Well,
It's not about you right now, though. Okay, we'll talk later.
Shit.
I said we'll talk later.
Okay, that's good. Anna got even more ill, so they decided to take her back to the hospital. We would often visit, and she seemed okay there, but deep down we knew something wasn't right. She ended up staying in the hospital for more than a month.
Wow.
Still, the doctors could not figure out what was wrong or how to treat her. The healer continued sending her herbal medicines, though I'm not sure if the doctors allowed her to take them. One time when I visited, Anna told me something that gave me chills. She said a lot of people had died in that hospital room. It had 8 beds filled with some patients, from newborn to elderly adults, and she told me she saw someone die right in front of her.
Oh, God.
It traumatized her. I felt so bad just seeing how scared and hopeless she was. She'd been sick for more than 3 months now, and she just wasn't getting any better. Eventually, the family decided to bring her back to Manila and to transfer her to a much larger hospital with better facilities. But the healer strongly disagreed. He warned us, if she leaves, it will be the end.
Oh, wow.
My grandma begged them to stay, but the family insisted. They just promised that they would come back once the doctors finally diagnosed Anna. By this time, Anna was in a near vegetative state. She was conscious, but she couldn't speak. She was on oxygen support. And then the worst nightmare happened. On the way to Manila, she fell into a coma. By the time they reached the hospital, she was completely unresponsive. The doctors gave the family 48 hours to decide whether to keep her on life support or let her go. It broke all of our hearts. I cried and I prayed that night, just begging for a miracle. We waited for more than 2 days, holding on to hope, but Anna never woke up. So the family made the heartbreaking decision to say goodbye. On July 27, 2007, Anna passed away. Her wake was held at their family home in Manila for almost 2 weeks, and after that, her body was brought back to our province for another week-long wake. The moment I saw her in her coffin, I was stunned. She didn't look like Anna. She looked like a complete stranger. When the healer arrived, he explained, the face you're seeing isn't hers. It's the face of the stepmother. I have full fucking chills right now. I read this before and I have chills.
Ooh, I just got straight up chills.
The face of the stepmother, like, fucking haunting this family.
Oh my God.
I hate the stepmother.
Why was she so mad?
She was a biatch.
What could they have possibly done to elicit this?
Nothing.
Damn.
He said Anna suffered greatly and you could see the pain in her expression before her heart stopped. And he also told us, in a few days, her real face will return. Isn't that wild?
Shut up.
Sure enough, just 2 days before her funeral, her face changed and she looked exactly like Anna again.
Oh my God.
I remember asking my grandma, did they put makeup on her? Because suddenly her cheeks had a soft blush, her lips were pink, her skin smooth. She looked like she was just sleeping. And the most beautiful part, her lips were curled into a soft smile.
Oh.
It wasn't creepy at all, and I knew deep in my heart that she was finally at peace. A lot of strange things continued to happen even after the funeral, but I'll stop here because this is already 5 pages long and my eyes hurt. You're welcome to summarize this story however you like. Let me know if you want to hear what happened next. We do.
Yes.
Like when her sister and my cousin got possessed by spirits too.
Holy shit.
I truly hope this story makes it to Listener Tales. It did.
It did.
Thank you so much, Ash and Elena. More power to you both. And honestly, I would die if you ever read this on your podcast.
Don't die.
Do not die.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a story.
That one was crazy.
Holy shit. Poor
Upsetting.
Anna.
I know.
Going through all that.
I hope you're right in that, like, she's finally at peace now. I bet she is.
I hope so, because she didn't deserve that. Sorry, my ears are tucked underneath these.
That's okay. The part that scared me the most was when she had the stepmother's face.
No, I hate that.
Aside from the not
that
pooping,
a lot.
that also scared me.
That was also very scary because we've all been there.
Yeah.
You know? Not in that way, but
yeah.
Damn. Even Nicholas was
shook.
He was moved by that.
He was.
Well, let's see. Thank you for that one. This
bet.
one's called Listener Tales Yeet. A witch cursed me.
This one is fucked up.
Cool.
And it's a little gory, so if that's not your vibe, like, maybe skip it. But
Yeah.
I love it.
But don't stick around. So this is yeet, yeet, yeet. Okay, now that I got your attention from your favorite word, here is a puttifa and a doc of my listener's tale. I love it. Whichever is better. Hope you guys love it. My name is Brianna, and you can all use my name.
Party.
Brianna. There you go. Warning! The details of my nightmare are pretty messed up. Hello, weirdos. Brianna here. Feel free to use my name. I have a long story, so read all of it, and I am not sorry. I like that.
I like it too.
Because for this story of mine, your bums will be clenched.
She's not lying.
She's not. This story goes best with a darkened room and blankets to cover your toes.
There's a blanket over there.
There is, but I don't want to take it out.
It's a costume.
I will talk about how much I love you guys and your podcast and all the mushy stuff at the end. So let's get straight to business.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my siblings, friends, and I went walking near the river. Shout out to June and Mags. Mags was the person who got me listening to you guys.
Shout out to you, Mags.
Shout out to June.
Disrespectful.
Nicholas, are we doing this again? Nicholas, are we doing this again? Who's disrespectful?
You were the one talking.
No, you were reading.
No, you said shout out to Mags, and he said disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful, Nicholas. Shout out means thank you.
Maybe he didn't understand.
Maybe
he's from a distant time.
I'm trying to explain it to him.
I appreciate that.
I'm trying to be more open with Nicholas today.
So what that means is like, hey, June, hey, Mags, thank you. Okay, Nicholas. We were just messing around. That's when we found it. An old wooden box. My sister handed me a stick to pry it open. Thanks, sis. Inside, a bag of cornmeal and rice, bird skulls, strange mushrooms, and a rusty skeleton key.
That's what dreams are made of.
I'm not kidding you. I would have done anything to find this when I was younger.
Maybe not, though, when you find out what happens.
Probably not. Don't mind me. I'm going to do something extremely stupid right now. It says, I picked up the key. Honestly, I would have too, probably.
Who wouldn't?
My sister freaked. Drop it. That's some brujeria shit. For those who don't know. You gave me a pronunciation if I had read a little further.
Oh, I forgot.
Thank you.
That.
I appreciate that. Brujeria. Oh, roll that R, girly. I know you can. I love that you have so much faith in me, Brianna. I cannot roll my R's, but this
I got very British there. Would you say like brujeria?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's right.
Yeah.
Right, Brianna?
That's hard to say.
I cannot roll my R's. It's like genetics.
It is genetic.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I think I got it on my dad's side.
But I really appreciate that like support. You were like, I know you can. Shut up, okay? God, show off. So it means witchcraft in Spanish. I put it back and we closed the box and went home. The next morning, I woke up with the key there under my pillow. You just dropped that. Like you were no build up.
She said, brujeria, witchcraft key.
Yeah. She said, I just woke up the next morning and there it was.
That's scary.
I screamed, ran to my parents. They saw me a mess, sobbing, holding up the key like it was burning me. They blamed my sister. She swore up and down she didn't put it there. We had been together the whole time. No time to grab it, no time to plant it. In the end, my dad buried it in the backyard. Bad ideas all around. I didn't say that, you did.
Self-aware.
The nightmare started when I was 14. It's always the same. A pitch black forest, wind howling through the trees, fog curling around my feet. I was always cold, hugging myself as I wandered. Then, out of nowhere, a cabin. Towering, rotting, its windows shattered like empty eyes. Ooh.
You write really well.
Ooh. I enter the house and the door closes behind me. So I started with the first. Inside, a living room, a couch, a bookshelf, a dusty old TV in the corner. I moved further in, standing behind the couch. That's when I heard it. Now here's where it gets spoopy. I hear a woman call out my name from behind me. Hello, Brianna. I turn around and there's no one there. I turn my head back to the TV. The TV flickered on, static humming, and an old woman sat cross-legged on the floor, rocking side to side, laughing. A dry, hollow cackle. Then silence.
No.
She presses her hands to the screen, then rose, too tall enough to almost hit the ceiling. I hate that.
Ugh.
Skin stretched over her brittle bones, her limbs grotesquely long. Her mouth curled into a sick, toothy grin, but her eyes were weeping. Oh, that's so scary.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either, Nicholas.
Nicholas, yes.
It's a little scary.
It's scary. Then suddenly, methodically, she smashed her own eyes with her fists, the wet sound of breaking, the scream high and rattling, full of pain. And then she wrote in parentheses, fucking psycho. Then it stopped. She reached into the hollowed sockets and pulled out a rusty key, handed it to me. Ugh. I take the key and leave, going to the next door. I love that you were just like, okay.
I'll take that.
We're just going to go
on to my next quest.
On to the next. I unlock it with the key that was given to me. When I entered, she, my bestie, looked perfectly fine. She stepped to a broken window and plucked a shard of glass. She held it up to her neck and dragged it across her throat. Blood poured, but she kept grinning. She stuck her tongue out and sliced it out.
I told you.
I'd be like, what? What's going on?
If I had this dream, I would never go to sleep again.
This is rough. She started to laugh again, but she began to gargle and choke on her blood. Mind you, this whole time she's staring straight at me for this whole interaction. She sticks her hand into her neck, pulls out another rusty key, and hands it to me too. Okay, people, flowers, ponies, and puppies.
We're making our way through.
Flowers, ponies, puppies.
Mikey's stressed in the corner.
I grab this one and exit, but before I leave, I hear her gurgle the words, just wait a bit longer. Gurgle, gurgle. I ran to the next door to unlock it. I went into the next room, and she was back to being...
Me too, Nicholas. Nicholas, you're being a great third host today.
You are. Nicholas is stressed. I went into the next room, and she was back to being whole again. This time, she was in an empty room with just a small table. Hate my dream self. Fucking run out of the house, dummy.
Yeah, run out of there,
She was
girl.
singing a tune and went down on her knees and started banging her head against the table and saying, "Don't forget, can't forget. Why can't I remember?" She stuttered and repeated this over and over. Then as she was banging her head, chunks of her brain started coming out, and with it was a key. At least a key is always involved. She's always like, into the next room.
Yeah.
She picks it up and hands it to me. People, rainbows, and kittens. This is not a drill. I took this key and ran out of the door and unlocked the last door. This room was the kitchen. Her being perfectly whole again. She grabbed the kitchen knife. I'd be like, no.
Stop it.
We know how this ends. Digging into her left leg with the knife, she stabbed herself in the leg once, twice, again. Still grinning, still humming. She reached in, fingers slick with blood, and pulled out another key. "I'll be waiting," she whispered, handing me the key. I turned to run, and when I got to the end of the hallway to leave the house, I froze. The old woman stood at the end of the hallway, her body broken. Every injury, every wound, blood dripped from her hollow eye sockets, her throat, and her shredded limbs. Then laughter. A wild, heaving laugh that rattled my bones. When she stopped, she stood up completely straight and still. Suddenly, she was right in front of me, and all her wounds started to heal one by one. I felt as if I was crying and touching my face. There was blood on my hands, and I realized that my eyes were bleeding. My throat was cut, and my tongue was missing. My leg had a huge hole and was bleeding out. I limped out of the house and managed to get past some trees until I heard this horrific scream, a hand, cold, pressing against my back. I fell. I rolled onto my back just as she reached for me, her long, withered fingers wrapping around my neck, squeezing. I choked. I clawed at her mouth, shoved my hand deep inside her mouth, and pulled out the final key. Her grip loosened. I gasped for air, and she just smiled. Then she was gone. I wake up, gasping, coughing, choking. I open my eyes and always see her in the corner of my room.
Hate that.
Watching and smiling. Then she turned, stepped into the wall, and disappeared.
Bye.
On one of these nights, I took it upon myself to keep a pen and paper on my nightstand. So when I was able to move after my dream, I turned the lights on and started to draw her to show my siblings. The pen broke and ink splattered everywhere. But I continued since it felt like a trance and I couldn't stop. I sent you the drawing.
We got it.
Also, I showed my 11-year-old brother and traumatized him slightly. Just wanted to make him stronger.
You were 14. It's fine.
Yeah, I didn't have the dream again. Not for a while.
Brenda.
Oh, is her name Brenda?
If this witch's name is Brenda, I'm done. You're all not ready for this.
Let me see Brenda. Brenda. That's Brenda. If I ever saw
So scary.
Imagine she's just like, I'm Brenda.
So scary. She's
That's
kind of
terrifying.
whimsical in a way, though.
What?
I don't know.
In what way exactly? Name the way.
The hair.
It's what we want.
It's what we want.
Brenda's
It's
not what we want.
Brenda is what we want.
Brenda is not, in fact, what we want.
Oh,
But she's
my
beautiful.
Lord. Yeah,
You're gorgeous, Brenda.
Gorgeous, Brenda. At 16, the dream returned. But in this dream, the woman was saying that it was finally time. And when I woke up from the dream, I felt a hand planted on my back, being the big girl that I am. I flipped over onto my back and saw her again. She was there, her body broken, her wounds fresh. She lunged at me. Then, nothing. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at the age of 17. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know.
My symptoms are depression, anxiety, and memory loss. Speech problems like stuttering and fumbling my words. My anxiety convinced my brain that my vision was different, that I was extremely wrong, that I had something extremely wrong with my eyesight. I didn't. And that my left leg, would walk on its own. It would walk outwards. It felt weak, and I walked with a limp. I had to go to physical, vision, and speech therapy for a year and a half. So if you hadn't put 2 and 2 together yet, every wound she gave herself, I carry them now.
Isn't that fucking bananas?
And I always will for the rest of my life. If I have children, they might carry them too. I am now 21. I'm getting treatment, so I'm doing better. I'm glad.
That makes me so happy.
My memory and speech are still such a huge issue for me. Sometimes I feel like if she comes back, she won't need to haunt my dreams because next time I won't wake up. I still forget things, but I know one thing for sure. A witch cursed me. Ooh. Thank you.
Chills that gave me.
Thank you so much for listening to my story. I love your podcast so much, and you girls are the absolute best. You guys are my go-to podcast. I feel like we're totally on the same wavelength. Best friends in the making. Keep it real. Don't worry, I know how implausible, improbable, inconceivable, and outlandish this story sounds, so I made sure to bring proof. You can post the drawing. Yes. Print it out, then burn it. Whatever you guys want. The image I sent is the drawing I made back then and something to prove my diagnosis. Oh my God. You did not need to do that. I believe you, but thank you. We did not need that. And she said, because fuck HIPAA. Love you guys and hope the kids are all happy and healthy. Thank you.
Aww.
Bye. Hope you all keep it weird, but not so weird that you open a random curse box, touch the random skeleton key, and get haunted by a witch that curses you for no reason and get a disease given to you by the witch for the rest of your life. P.S. Don't worry. The page is just my accommodations from my school that say that I was what I was diagnosed with. That picture is
haunting.
So scary. And when you said the pen exploded, you can see that it exploded because it's like all smeared.
Isn't it like you're an incredible artist though? Like to draw that.
And your writing is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because
truly.
I saw all of that.
And I want to unsee it, please.
That just like the symbolism in that dream and everything, that's so scary.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry that you've been like dealing with that, but I'm so happy to hear that you're doing better.
Me too. And that like it was like multiple dreams and she said like it's time now.
Yeah, like she was like building up to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
So scary.
That's scary as hell.
Don't open random boxes in the woods, y'all.
Don't do it.
I got a little bit of a palate cleanser listener tale for after that
cool.
one. This one is called Listener Tales, the time my black ass manifested a whole ass cat.
Amazing.
Hi, Elena. Hi, Ash. My name is Danae. Hi. Please feel free to use my name if you decide this. If you decide to read this, inflation is real and I can't afford to care if my name is used. LOL. I wanted to say I'm a really huge fan of the podcast and I listen to you wonderful, witchy, spooky weirdos pretty much every day at this point. It's like the only way I can get through work.
I love that.
Also, Ash, I wanted to say I'm a witchy Gemini, sun and rising too.
Oh.
You're a double Gemini. Wonder Twins power activate. Glad to see the witchy Gemini representation. Also, sorry, this is so long. You know what they say about Geminis and how talkative we are. Anywho, here's a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Okay, I'll stop now.
Yes.
About how I manifested my pet who's totally manipulative, who I totally now consider my familiar.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so flashback to the summer of 2018 to the Pangea, COVID. It hadn't hit. My cat Iris passed away, and I was an art student at my local community college. I had this beautiful Siamese cat named Loki. My mom named him. Leave it up to me. His name would have been Trash Goblin or Lasagna or some shit.
Lasagna!
Please name your next cat Lasagna.
That's amazing.
He was such a sweetheart. He loved to cuddle, loved to be picked up, and was cross-eyed. Like I'm telling you, this cat was a literal angel.
Oh my God.
One night, my fiance didn't close our front door all the way, and he was gone.
No.
Of course, that broke my heart because we had him and his brother Eris along with another cat, Malik, since they were kittens. So that was effectively my son that went missing.
Oh no.
We put up signs, put up some old t-shirts. We even did the kitty litter trick and still no Loki. As time went on, the house began to feel empty, like someone was missing. And it got to a point where we just had to accept that he wasn't coming back no matter what we did. I brought up getting another cat, not to replace Loki because no one could replace him.
Of course.
Simply because there's just no other cat like him. But because I was finally ready for another cat. But of course, my grumpy Capri Sun, Capricorn, sorry, Elena, was against it. I will now be calling you Capri Sun.
I like that.
After going back and forth for quite some time, I said, fuck it, I want a damn cat. Now, normally, I would respect his wishes in this type of situation because a new pet might as well be our new child for us. But in this case, after listening to my enabling friends, as well as being the brat I am, I said, fuck it, I want a cat. And I would use any means to get this cat while keeping my hands clean, of course. So what
Smart.
did I turn to? My budding witchy woo-woo practice.
I love this already.
It's fantastic. So around this time, I was very, very, very new to my practice. But in true Gemini fashion, rather than looking up tried and true ways to manifest and spells and shit, I just went off pure intuition. What little I already knew. Curiosity and pure vibes.
That is very Gemini.
It is. That's the most Gemini ever.
Pure vibes.
I do be doing spells off pure vibes sometimes. I forget what I put on there, but I strongly remember putting that I wanted a boy cat because my only cat, Malik Shakur Dank, my cousin named him, is a boy. Malik Shakur Dank is a boy, and he wasn't neutered yet. And my black ass wasn't ready to be a cat grandma.
I'm literally obsessed with you.
I burned the list with some bay leaves with the flame of a white candle after I read aloud what I wanted, and then I set the ashes into the wind.
I love that.
Based off pure intuition, I feel like that's a pretty good spell.
I think you killed it.
I think so. Being new to all things witchy and manifestation, as well as being an ongoing victim of instant gratification. I feel seen.
Have we met?
We have met, Nicholas. Hi.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amazon Prime. I figured this manifestation would come in looking like my fiance just finally saying yes to getting a cat. LOL, no. He kept saying no until finally I just got impatient with the universe and with him and just quickly gave up hope about me ever getting a cat.
Aw.
Life went on as per usual, and I accepted that we were going to be a one cat household, and that was that. One day on a morning so cold that Ted Bundy would be glad that he's burning in the heat of hell, in a half-awake stupor,
What a statement.
What a statement. In a half-awake stupor, I got ready for work. I get up at like 5 a.m. for work, and I have to walk to work on top of that. So yeah, the neurons were not raring to go, if you catch my drift.
I feel that.
I shuffled out the door, still half awake, and I spot my cat outside. Assuming the door was left open again, in typical black mom fashion, I said, "Get your black ass in the house." I gestured to the door that was still open, and my cat is just looking at me like I'm crazy. I start walking towards him, trying to grab this cat and telling him to get back in the apartment because it's cold as fuck, and the last thing I need is PETA on my case because my cat decided he was about that life and grew tired of being a suburban cat. That's what I call indoor cats. That's what I call indoor cats. We can't afford to live in the suburbs, LMAO. My cat started to run off toward the neighbor's door, and my ass was really trying to get him in the damn house. But this cat was doing everything to duck and dodge me, without going too far away from me, until he just finally started to run down the stairs. Mad because I was going to be late to work for chasing my cat, I just went and shut the door so I could chase after this asshole cat. I noticed a black cat in my kitchen staring at me like, "Bruh, you good, fam?" The entire time I had been chasing some random ass cat.
What the
So her cat was inside, and she was chasing after a different cat.
You okay?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
Now I'm really annoyed because now I'm late for work for no reason at all, and I really go shut the door. And this rando-ass cat just comes back. It looked up at me, and it started scratching at my door. And it clearly wanted to come in because it
You
was...
can't understand.
That was, like, very intense.
It's very aggressive.
That scared the shit out of me,
He's
to
like,
be
you
frank.
can't understand this kind of...
But he said, "You can't understand!"
Yeah, he's upset about it.
Nicholas, we understand.
He feels a lot.
Okay. So the cat looked up at me and started scratching at my door. It clearly wanted to come in because it was super fucking cold outside. Now, I'm a lot of things in true Gemini fashion, but I'm not heartless. I talked it over with my fiance, and we both agreed that the cat could stay in the house until it got warmer that afternoon, and of course, we would give her food and water and then just let her back out. I ended up picking up the cat, which to my surprise was okay. Eldest? Is it the oldest cat?
The eldest cat.
Is it the eldest cat? That sounds like a good book. And to my surprise, I would read it.
Would you?
Yeah, absolutely, I would.
Mikey was like, what
The Eldest Cat. It sounds like a good kid's book.
Yeah.
Like your kids would like that
Yeah,
book, and
that's
I
true.
would read it to them
That's very true.
to clarify.
There you go.
Okay, so the cat was okay with being picked up by a random stranger, and that's when I felt it. This was my cat.
Oh, hell yeah, it was.
So a side note about my own witchy abilities. Like a lot of witchy woo-woos, I'm sensitive to energy, I read tarot, the whole 9 yards. I'm also a channel, so sometimes I'll hear phrases or words from guides, spirits, and the like.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I know, that's really cool. When I picked her up, I instantly saw me performing my manifestation months before, flash before my eyes, and I knew this was supposed to be my cat. Even though I wasn't 100% sure because I have no way of knowing at the time, I instantly knew this was a girl cat, that she couldn't have babies, and I heard the word tapeworms.
Oh.
I tried asking my fiance if we could keep her, thinking the answer would be different because this was clearly my manifestation cat and it had to work out this time, right?
Of course.
LMAO. No again. The answer was no. And this time I was upset because I knew the universe gifted me this cat that I asked for. But I wasn't in the mood to fight, so I went to work and I said, fine, we'll just let her go later then. My fiance,
asshole.
He's like, fine, I guess we'll just leave this cat. My fiance texts me again to tell me we can't keep her, this time including a reason, saying she was trying to fight Malik. And I explained to him that most cats just don't get along at first. And the answer became, I don't know, babe. Still, he's shifting.
He shifted.
Still, I wasn't in the mood to argue and I said nothing. He then texts me hours later explaining that the cat just wouldn't leave.
Of course not. That's your familiar right there.
I'm like, what do you mean the cat won't leave? Come and find out she ran in my room. We have separate rooms because he's a streamer. And she hid under my bed and would not come out at all. He tried everything to coax her out of there and she just flat out refused to leave.
Oh my God.
I finally get home from work and she finally comes out and I snap a few pics and try to see if anyone would take her in. No takers.
No, because that's your familiar.
Because that's your fucking cat.
Yeah.
My fiance, after having much time to think about it, decided since no one else would adopt her, we would keep her.
Yeah.
I got my fucking cat.
Hell yeah, you did.
He won't leave. Whoa. Oh my God. That's right, Nicholas.
Nicholas is getting the hang of this.
He is. Trying to get my Capricorn stellium fiance to change his mind, guys, literally took witchcraft.
I have a Capricorn stellium too.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I was trying to think if anybody else did. We ended up taking her to the vet and come to find out she was in fact a girl. She couldn't have kittens because she was already fixed. And we have catch and spay programs here for strays to reduce the stray cat population. And sadly, in fact, she did have tapeworms.
Aww.
Of course, she's been treated for it and has become part of our little family.
Yay!
I've included pics because who doesn't love cat pics?
Hell yeah.
And that is how I manifested my pet cat, Mars.
Mars!
Such a cool name.
Yes!
If you read this out loud, thank you for your time. And sorry it took me a few tries to figure out the right email and stuff. Or if you didn't, still thank you for your time. And I hope you definitely...
Not even close.
Not even close.
Wow. And I hope you definitely keep it so fucking weird that your bratty ass manifests a cat and your grumpy ass fiance who originally said no later becomes best buds with him.
I love
Or with
that.
her, excuse me. And
Maybe
she's so cute.
Maybe Nicholas was talking about the other emails that she might have sent it to. He was like,
Not even close. Not even close to those emails.
Oh my God, let me see Mars.
Mars is so cute.
Oh, Mars!
We'll post some pics.
Oh, look at that. Look at that collar.
I know.
Look at that fancy
Look
ass
at this
collar.
one.
Oh, that's a familiar.
Yeah, that's a familiar right there.
Familiar.
I love it.
I love that story.
do
That was a
too.
needed story.
It was.
All right, let's see. So this one's called Yeet the Yitties, My Mom's a Witch. I love
Said
that.
all of our future children and current children.
Hello, ladies. My name is Gigi. Oh my God, I love
Love.
that. And yes, you can absolutely use my name and any other names as I've already changed them for you. You're a real
you.
one. Here's my story in 12-point double space puttifa. As I've been listening for so long, I was trained to write this to your liking. LOL.
Thank you, brother.
I want to start off like any other tale and praise you for your bad bitchery. You bombastic ladies have gotten me through some rough times, and I'll forever be grateful for you.
I like
Elena,
bombastic.
I like that too. Elena, congrats on your book. Thank you so much. I am so proud of you for not only being an amazing mother, but also pursuing your dreams. Thank you so much.
so
That's like the best
nice.
compliment. Ash, congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, bitch, I'm so married now. Thank you.
I am also getting married soon and feel as if we're doing it together, like two best friends.
You're probably married now, too. Congrats.
Congrats. Any hoosers, today is the day I finally push myself to send in my tale. If you're reading this, Deb, please give me a shot and send this in.
She did.
Who wouldn't want to see a 5'0" lady lose her shit? Let's get on with the story. I'm going to start off with some backstory. I grew up in a teeny tiny town known as Hastings, Nebraska. I've lived here since I was 9 years old. My parents moved up here looking for better job opportunities to support their family. I'm originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. When I was 18 and freshly graduated, my mother decided to move back to New Mexico to support my older brother while he and his fiance had their first child.
So nice.
That's so nice. My mother made this decision in one day, packed up her things, decided to inform me the day of, and gave me the choice of either you come or you stay.
Damn, that's a grandma right there.
Whoa. As a young adult, I was thinking about college and starting my own life and not dropping everything to move a few states away. I decided to stay with my now husband and drive a couple of cities away for college. I'm now in my last year of veterinary technician school and graduate in May.
Congrats.
I love vet techs. I love them.
Yeah, you're special people.
It's true. The next time I saw my mother, she gave me a protection jar. Now, my mother has always been an empath and has done some things I couldn't explain, but I never took it seriously until this story took place. The jar she gave me was a small mason jar she filled with rice, coins, dollar bills, and other various trinkets. She told me to put it in my car as I would be traveling between Hastings and Norfolk, Nebraska. And it took me a second to know the abbreviation for the state.
The amount of times that's happened to me throughout these listener tales.
The M's are the ones that kill me.
Yeah.
I can never figure out which ones they are.
Yeah.
And that it would keep me safe, but to make sure no one but myself would touch it. At first, I thought it was a joke, and she just didn't want me to lose it. But boy, was I wrong. One day, a couple of weeks before I moved for college, I was driving around with one of my friends. We'll call her Asia. And she asked me about the jar. At first, I was calm and explained what it was until I noticed Asia holding the jar.
Ruh-roh.
I wasn't too worried at first, but let her know no one else was supposed to touch it. That night, I called my mom and told her what happened. When I tell you this lady freaked the fuck out.
Or nor.
Any Hispanic listeners will understand when their moms get upset. Hispanics are naturally loud, but angry. Oh dear. I definitely held on to my butt after that. My mom starts telling me, don't worry, it'll be okay, and just do exactly what I say. Reminder, she isn't even in the same state as I am at the time. She's 15 hours away and expects her half-brained daughter to perform witchcraft over the phone. You got me fucked up. So she instructs me to pour out the contents and replace the rice and place the contents back in the jar and say a certain phrase or prayer, if you will. Again, at this moment, I just thought she was some crazy superstitious lady and assured her I did what she asked me to do and called it a night. But did I actually? Absolutely not. The following events are 100% true and told to the best of my memory. I always love when something starts out that way.
I know.
The next day, I woke up and was getting ready to hop in the shower, as one normally does, when I look in the mirror and notice a clusterfuck of burns all over my chest. Sort of like when you burn yourself with hot oil and oil splatters everywhere.
That's like that was the best way to describe that. I could picture it so easily.
At that moment, I knew I should have listened to the crazy bruja, witch in Spanish. I love how much like brujeria and bruja magic we're getting.
So fun.
I took for granted. I was terrified. So I called my mother, hysterical, and explained what was going on. And this time I actually did what she told me to do. Very smart. And to my fucking surprise, the next day, the burns were gone. Yo mama's a powerful bruja.
A bruja.
After it was all said and done, I told Asia about the whole ordeal, and she yelled at me for letting her touch the jar in the first place.
She gets it.
To my mom, if you hear this, never trust your daughter, or any of your children for that matter, with some witchy shit I'm not responsible enough for, but I will never ever doubt you again. Thank you for reading my tale.
Cursed!
Oh no. Thank you for reading my tale, and I hope it wasn't too long, and if this made it to the pod, I will lose my marbles. Anyway, keep it weird, but not so weird that. Take it away, Ash.
Not so weird that your mom makes you a spell jar and then you let other people touch it after she told you not to touch it, and then you get clusterfucks of burns on your chest.
GG.
Not so weird that you don't listen to your bruja of a mama.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to listen to your bruja of a mama.
A bruja mama.
Bruja mama?
That's really fun to say. Bruja mama.
That does feel good.
I like it.
That was fun.
That was a fun one. I know.
I liked that they were different kinds of witchcrafts.
I did my best.
That was a good mix of really cool ones.
Yeah.
So, that's so interesting.
I know. I love witchcraft.
It's
so fun. I had to miss a couple installments of my witchy class, but I'm going back this month and I'm really excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's party. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you have listener tales, you can send them to morbidpodcast@gmail.com. Please remember to include your, letting us, your permission. That's what it's called.
Your express
your
allowance.
Allowance.
To use your name.
Yeah, say that.
To use your, you're like, please
go ahead.
To use your name, to use any pictures, anything in there that you will, that's like identifying or your own thing. Just give us your express permission to use it. Just because we want to be cool.
Yeah. And remember that these are on YouTube and you can see us dress in ridiculous costumes.
Ridiculous? What are you talking about? I can't wait to get this off my head because it's so itchy.
Well, with that being said, we hope you keep listening.
We hope you
keep it weird. But not the way that you throw your wig off.
No, it's too scary.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it.
All right.
Throw it off. Throw it off. Throw it off.
Oh, wait, I have a net under there.
It's fine. Just throw it off.
All right, just throw it off
your wig.
Plausible.
Plausible? Yeah, you see, even Nicholas is like, it's plausible.
Oh, it's stuck. Oh, no. It's stuck. Oh, I put a thing on it.
Hello? Honey. Honey, we have to go. Goodbye.
Look inside.
Look inside?
Look inside yourself.
Look inside. He said, look within.
Oh, that was
Look within.